Check, check, check. There we go. All right, now we're in business. Yeah, hey, I got the wobbly chair. They gave me the back. Hey, welcome to DragonCon's 30th anniversary. Yet another panel. I'm sure a lot of you guys are going to be attending for the rest of the week. This panel's going to be crazy, so bear with us. If you've never seen, well, at least one of these guys in action before, then you are in for a huge treat. So let's go ahead and get this party started. You know that ConMan is American comedy web series. It was created, written, of course, starring Alan Tudyk. And there's some brown coats out there, I do believe, right? That's what I want to hear. Okay, all right. We're going to talk a lot about the web series, season 2 of the web series, and of course, more importantly, the newly released game. You're going to be really, really impressed with what's going on. Before we pull them out, if you guys don't already know, if you have any questions, hopefully you will, that you're going to ask any of our guests, there are 2 microphone people out there. I don't see them. Wave at me. I got lights in my eyes. They're out there in Neverland. So if you have any questions, line up behind those folks and you can ask. Okay, without any further ado, the game that's coming out, the ConMan associated game that will be coming out or has been released, shall I say, we actually have 2 of the game developers that are here, and I like to bring them out. One works on the business development end, and the other is actually the producer. Just give a nice round DragonCon applause to Charles and Marie, as we're going to call them. Charles and Marie! And of course, we're going to bring out one of the producers for this lovely game, and of course, the ConMan series, and his name is PJ Haarsma. A musical package here. And one of the actors, as you've seen in the ConMan series, his name is Nolan North. And this gentleman needs no really further introduction. He has been to DragonCon before. You guys have seen him, but if you're big brown coats like I mentioned before, you're going to recognize who he is. Let's give a nice round of applause. DragonCon 30th anniversary. Welcome to Mr. Alan Tudyk. All right, good job. Oh man, we missed a series. When's Firefly coming back? Oh, we're here to talk about something else. Never mind. Okay. Okay, guys. As you know, microphone locations in the back, and I can barely see a little bit, so we might need the house lights just up a little bit more. But in the meantime, these guys have things they need to talk to you about and show you. So, without any further ado, let's go ahead and pass it on to PJ there. PJ, what's going on with this this game that's out right now?
We're very excited. Hello? We're very excited to be able to announce, and we saved it for DragonCon, that we have launched ConMan the game. Who here has downloaded it? Yes!
That's not enough.
We're pretty excited about it. I mean, it was something that we planned way back in the Indiegogo campaign, and we launched it immediately. We talked to these guys. They're all the way here from Quebec, Canada. They do speak English, so that's okay. And we started making it 17 months ago, right?
Yep.
17 months ago, so we're super excited about it. Where else can you go and make Joss Whedon empty your trash?
Joss Whedon's house. I mean, you could.
Oh, no.
He does trash. That's his trash.
Kevin Smith will go and wand people at the doors. And of course, everybody's here. Nolan, Jerry Lansing does your missions. Mindy Sterling from ConMan is there. The cast of Spectrum is in there. Tooth Fairy Man is there. And we wanted to make it a little different. Instead of just doing a regular Sims game, So while you build up this amazing booth and do all these different things and manage your own con, the aliens from Spectrum land and start tearing your shit up and setting the booths on fire. And you have to get cosplayers, actual people that backed us to make ConMan the series, and make them go battle the aliens in an arena to prevent them from killing out your con. So please go download it. iOS and Android.
That's amazing. Who has the high score right now in this room on that game? Who is?
What level you at? Anybody at level 30 yet?
Nah.
I met somebody in another panel who was level 15.
25!
What?
26.
It's like an auction.
So what,
At
at the end of this month, we have 2 updates coming up that's going to add to the game. What do we have coming up?
We have a second floor that's going to be added to the convention, so if you don't have enough space, you're going to have additional space to build your con. And we also
if it goes wide, it's like you can't grow it anymore, because you grow it, because the walls push out and you can put more booths in there and attraction. So once you get to maximum wall pushage, that's a word.
Pushage.
I'm gonna go with that.
Correct.
It's not a
TM.
Then you push up.
up or down. I guess it's really up to your imagination. I guess you would put, I
You get a second floor. You get a second floor. There's nowhere to go but up. Nice. And we should, is it an atrium level like in your Atlanta? Because I've gotten lost trying to get to Starbucks.
And then the other part that we're going to have?
We also have so there's a collectible, a lot of collectibles. So you'll have a manager room where you can actually showcase some of the collectibles that you guys have. And this is all based also on some of the on Alan and Nathan and some of the things that you guys are looking for as well. So I
So
think
a lot of collectibles. The
yeah.
one we were discussing today and refining it was Jack Moore's spoken word album.
Yeah. Much.
They're not the usual collectibles that you find on the con floor, so it'll go to the ConMan humor.
Well, let me ask this real quick as we go down to our developers down at the end. Exactly how long did it take you to produce this game in working time, beginning to end? What are we talking about here?
The bulk of the production was about a year, but we did pre-production before and then some additional content so that when the game went out that we were already preparing some additional stuff.
Mhm.
So all in all, yeah, about 16, 17 months of development.
And you can access it from Google Play or
iOS,
iTunes?
Android, and download it anywhere, yeah.
Okay, so if you guys haven't done it yet, I'm assuming, and wait until the panel is over with, because I don't want to see you guys down, This is not Pokemon Go, okay? We want you concentrate on the panel, then after the panel, go ahead and download the game. I'm sure I will
If
be.
we get 100,000 downloads this weekend, what's going to happen, Nolan?
I'm gonna what?
She said crash.
I'm not gonna crash. Can't say that in front of the developer. I will come to your home, and you will get to touch my mocap balls. Wow. And if we go over 100 grand, the suit comes off.
So start downloading.
Oh, my
You know what?
eyes.
I'm actually afraid if we actually did that. We should just do a group download. It's free to download. Everyone grab their phones and do it. iTunes, Android, do it. I'll take a picture. And then we'll talk about my balls.
What is this picture?
It's a picture that'll be taken later.
Yeah, let me see. Everybody hold their phones up. Downloading.
Yeah, there it is.
Let me see it. There it is.
There we go. I want group downloads.
Group download right there.
Yeah, it's free to download. Try to crash it, and then if you have that problem, you can just talk to them right now. Oh, guys, we've already spent, what, $15, $30 for the internet in this place.
Yeah, no, that's tonight. The party's tonight at 8:30.
No, I'm talking about the hotel. I didn't get free internet with my check-in. Me either.
I did.
No, DragonCon will not be reimbursed about the game. So,
Okay, I just want to say, because you mentioned it, that tonight at the party, we'll mention it again. Tonight there is a party at the Westin
The Peachtree Ballroom.
Peachtree Ballroom, and it's going to be a ConMan the Game party. This is our launch. We just put it up a week ago, and we will have really strong internet in there. If you have any problem right now,
Free ConMan internet.
free ConMan internet. make sure we're going to have good internet in there, and so that'll be.
Said internet, I never
Say
said
hi.
good.
And if you have it downloaded and you have it on your phone, then you can take some pictures and stuff.
Is it dial-up?
It is dial-up. The Weston, they have dial-up.
It's Weston with an O-N. They don't know
So-
this also.
If you don't know, if you haven't had a chance to watch ConMan, the series ConMan that we crowdfunded, you're in for a treat. I think it's my baby. And it's a comedy. It's about the con world, and this is a trailer that we showed at Comic-Con in San Diego for season 2.
It does not exist online.
Yeah, you can't see this online.
Can I get a round of applause for Alan and his crew in the first 24 hours and raised $1 million? Okay. And I think it's just based on the love these guys have for you to give them, their hard-earned cash. And congratulations on such a success in raising the funds and giving us what you've given us so far. No
Thank you
problem.
very much. Thank you. Yeah, the game was the last thing we crowdfunded, and we just were able to put it out now, and so happy about that. So happy about that. There's been a few games that have been crowdfunded, and you're like, and what happened to that? What happened to ours can be on your phone right now. You go down and download it. But we have this trailer, so if you don't know this series, here's a little taste of it from season 2. This comes out in November on Comic-Con HQ and on the streaming service. Can we just? Oh, there, look at this.
We got it on just there. The screen's up here.
Look at this.
We are queuing it up.
This is how. Oh yeah.
There we go.
Oh, there we go.
We're getting there.
Try turning it off and on again.
Reboot the trailer. Okay, if you guys don't have that ready, just give us a holler when you do. But in the meantime, what was the final crowdfunding amount? Can you release that? Or
$3.2 million, the most funded web series in history. And now it's no longer a web series. We've grown up. We are now officially a digital series with Lionsgate and Comic-Con HQ. So we were the fastest to $1 million. We're the 3rd most funded entertainment product across any platform in history. And it was pretty exciting to see all those records get broken.
And it all started in that head.
in that head. And I guess considering ConMan itself, I mean, it brings great homage to us congoers, although I don't relate to a lot of those guys I see walking around in your web series, but there are a few of them in there, but it pretty much covers the whole base of, and that's pretty impressive. So how did you know who we are, Alan?
Oh, I've been going to con since Firefly was canceled. It was canceled. I don't know if we're still waiting for season 2. Totally canceled. So once that happened, we'll say, I started going to cons then. So I got my education starting in 2003, and I haven't stopped. So it was. I was new to it, so I got to experience everything as an outsider, and I was shocked by many things. There was nothing that was like, oh yeah, this is how it is. It was when I went to the con with the Baby Doll Con next door and the Sci-Fi Con on this side. It was shocking, and I was able to put that into season 1. Patricia Helfer being one of the Baby Doll Con goers, and Ray Nearly with his action figure, so we had that in common, and a star-crossed romance that doesn't really work out. But we did a crazy makeout scene in the TARDIS.
You know what's interesting is Alan, being the director and the writer and the creator, has written a lot of scenes with beautiful women.
Read the script, you're like, oh, this is the 3rd girl in one season.
Amy
we're
Acker,
gonna cut that.
Amy Acker from Angel and Dollhouse. She's one of the most amazing actresses ever. I can't believe it. I cannot believe it. How when you're editing, when I'm editing and I'm looking at a scene and something that was supposed to be funny isn't funny, it's just go to Amy. Because she, even though she doesn't have lines, she's reacting in a way that's funnier than the lines I wrote. She's
Right. And Nolan, and Nolan is a very well known, if you didn't know, voice actor as well as real life. And I'm a huge Young Justice fan. I mean, just major over the top Young Justice fan. If you didn't know that he was the voice of Superboy, then you know this now.
and Superman.
Superman, yes, sir.
They wanted the clone. They said, well, he's a clone, so he should. I remember they told me this. They said, well, we want you to play Superman if that's okay. Because he's a clone. Superboy's a clone, so he should just, just instead of the angst Superboy, it would just be a little more Superman. And I bought my wife a T-shirt. And there's a big, because of the fans, we talk about ConMan and how, impressed we are and thankful we are to the fans. The fans, there's been such support for us. Season 3. They are badgering Netflix, keep it up. Because they're badgering Netflix to possibly do Young Justice.
Yeah, season 3 Young Justice, yeah.
No, we know. No, anyway, so, so people love Superboy. I love that, and, it's going to be great to do that if they can.
All right, I think we're good to show that trailer. Yeah, I got the thumbs up, so yes.
Say, Grandpa, I miss you.
Nathan? No, okay, here you go.
He's booting up. Ray Nearly is shooting up into the cosmos, escaping the gravitational pull of the sci-fi past to gain the respect he doesn't realize he already has. Beep, boop, beep. Blast off. He's changing his stars. This season on ConMan, he is in charge. Master of his own fate. Ground control's a major now. Come on. That's embarrassing. Leading the way to... Just pick it up. Pick it up. I'm losing faith. This is going to be a train wreck. But it could be fun to watch.
My agent's here. And I want to do this here. Schedule is wide open. How wide open?
Wake up! Your film career is over.
Okay, what Susan's about?
Just me or them too.
All of you are fine.
I already made the best damn show on television. It was called Spectrum. It was 13 years ago, and now I'm making the movie. I've got the rights, I've got the audience, and most importantly, I've got the original cast. So if you'll excuse me, I'm not doing Spectrum.
Jack, I have the utmost respect for Ut. Is it Ut? Is it Ut or Ut?
I have a network test. The character, well, he's got a limp, he's got a lisp, and a squinty eye. There's a lot of meat on that bone. I know.
Jack has told me great things about you. No one actually told me something about you that you still have not found. Believe me. No. That part is not right for you at all. That part has to be played by a manly man. I'm sorry, I'm going to be doing my own stunts. Get my gun! He needs to be such a manly man that there is another man inside of him.
He's putting on a stage adaptation of John Steinbeck's Of Mice and Men.
But polite and gentle, and I make people feel at ease. I wear cologne.
Mice and Men. I've always dreamed of playing the role I believe to be the heart and soul of that story. Candy's old, blind, crippled, stinky dog. Boom!
Are you more of a tenor or a baritone?
This is Of Mice and Men the musical?
Yeah, I changed the title.
I'm with Stupid. I'm with...
coffee. This is all just wrappers and peels.
Well, I've been staying here since Wednesday. My houseboat got impounded.
See you, Judge. I got a couple cameos to do.
Hemsworth! Are you ready to become a man?
That is wicked offensive.
Breaking news. Ray nearly just challenged Girth Hemsworth to the course of death.
He'll be a commander.
ConMan the game. Have you
Oh,
ever been to a
wait.
ConMan?
Let's stop that one right there, please. Hold that one. Hold that video. We're not going to move on to that one yet. If you can go ahead and rewind, we're going to talk about that a little bit.
So
Let's
that's
talk about
ConMan
this.
season 2, a little taste of what we're doing in season 2.
I so got to pee right now. I mean, this is...
I already just did.
That's okay. I'm not hosting the next panel. I don't care. Anyway, what did you do to get these cameos? I mean, of course, in season 1 you had a ton of them too, and I see, of course, returning people. But we see a few new ones on there. How did you audition for your role, Nolan, and how did you get these other guys here? And we will be opening up questions, but we're on a...
Really quickly again, I was writing a character who was the second best motion capture artist in the world, who hated Andy Serkis, always behind him, and his name was Nigel Thrice, and he was English, and he was short and fat, and he played huge characters, and it was like, and then I did some motion capture work with Nolan North. And he was doing the character basically, just he wasn't English, and his name was Jerry Lansing. And
yeah, we were working together. We were doing a motion capture job, and in between takes, I had created this character, and I called him Jerry Lansing. And Lansing, people were like, "What'd you get?" I said, "Jerry, just in Lansing, Michigan." I don't know. And I would just kind of make up. This was kind of like. Just this pompous kind of guy, and I would make up stories for their director, Helen Hunt's father's Gordon Hunt. He directed the Uncharted games, and I would just make up things like, "Oh, Gordo and I used to take Elkie Summer down to Palm Springs, drink gin and tonics." Just make up things.
you wouldn't get anybody's name right. You'd talk to me and go,
Yeah.
Tony, good to see you.
No, it'd be close. But how are you, Aaron? TK, all right. No, and it was really kind of over the top, and he was watching one day, and we had done a couple animated shows together. Young Justice, okay? Were you Green Arrow?
I was Green Arrow.
Yes.
Green Arrow, yeah.
And anyway, he just said, "I'm going to send you a script. Look at Nigel." And the only thing, and so there was no audition for me, thank God, because I really wouldn't have gotten it.
Audition anybody, but you were the character.
He called me, and the only thing I said, one favor, can we call him Jerry Lansing? And he was like, absolutely. And it was, I will tell you, in season 1, there was a scene where I got to talk to a bunch of extras. There was like a couple hundred, right? And we did he's doing, and I said, give me a fake Bloody Mary. I want to be doing his panel in the morning, he's hungover. And he would yell out suggestions in the back, and I think most of the stuff we couldn't even use because it just got so filthy. But it was, in 20 years in the business, it was the best day as an actor I've ever had. Only followed up by this season, but that scene, there's a lot of meat on that bone. Where you go to Jerry Lansing's mocap school. Ray comes for acting advice, and he wants me to help him work on this thing, and they built me like it was the mocap school, and it was now that trumps so now I have 2 of my best days as an actor thanks to him, because it was amazing.
It's like a lot of the actors that are in this they're great character actors, and you're so funny, and a lot of things you do have not, the first time I met you doing Young Justice, I think I said, why don't you have your own TV show? He said that, and I went home and told my wife. I said, yeah. And she said, Alan who? I said, I don't know, but I know he's on television. He thinks I'm funny. I was like Sally Field.
All right, what we're gonna do? We're about 5 minutes before we open up the questionings because they want to get through all of the things that they have to show you, and we were supposed to see the game trailer first. No worries whatsoever. We're gonna go ahead and segue back to that because there's something that PJ wants to talk about in terms of the game. So should we go ahead and show that game trailer, PJ? And then
the only thing I want to talk about is please download the game. Now that we've got that out of the way, let's show the game trailer.
Okay, you can go ahead and run that one now. Thank you, sir.
Hi there, I'm Alan Tudyk, and I'm here to talk to you about ConMan the game. Have you ever been to a comic convention and thought, wow, this is great? Well, now you can build your own convention.
You're doing it wrong.
Well, I'm not doing it.
Introduce me, right now.
Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Nathan Fillion.
Dun, 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 dun. I've ever been to a comic convention and thought, wow, this is easy. I can do that. Actually, that was pretty good. Thank you. Now you can build your own convention and put those people to shame. The better you build your con, the more fans will attend. The more money you make, and the more celebrities you can invite.
Create a horror con,
Or a sci-fi con.
or a fantasy con.
Or a superhero con. What do you do?
Well, you only have one toilet, and it broke.
Right. You need to build a lot of toilets. Also, empty the garbage before the rats come.
I hate rats. Oh, and you have to keep the food fresh, right? What happens if you don't?
That would happen. It's awful.
Yes, it is! How are you doing that? Stop it, please!
Worst of all, aliens.
What aliens?
Aliens from Spectrum show up and start trashing your convention, scaring your fans away.
So, what do?
You fight them.
I have to fight them?
No, you get super fans or special powers to fight them for you.
I'm glad I don't have to fight like that. Oh my gosh, that alien is so ugly, it's like a cross between a squid and a dog's ass.
Build your con! Until it's the greatest con of all. ConMan the game. Play today. Play tomorrow.
What about Thursdays?
Well, today's Wednesday, so tomorrow, yeah, Thursdays.
Awesome. Okay, you want to go to the questions, or you?
So I'm just going to say, that's what the game looks like if you haven't downloaded it yet. You know, that is your con. All those things go on. You may have recognized Joss Whedon's face there, and Jerry Lance is roaming around with his mocap suit. Gives you different things to go, missions to do, so you get experience points. That's how you go level up, and then you can grow your con, and you get comics and money. Oh my God, it's a lot of fun. It's addictive. It's really, really addictive. I've been told it's crack. Which I've also heard is addictive. I have not stopped using it. I'm a bath salts man myself. That stuff is beautifully fun. I will pretty much shoot anything possible into my veins at this point. Between my toes, though. Let's go to questions.
DragonCon does not endorse any form of bath salt usage at all during the weekend. So.
I do, though. Because at this point, I can taste colors.
Okay, we're going to go ahead and open up the questions, guys. I know it's a lot to ask, and they got the answers for you between the games and the second season and last season, whatever. Let's go ahead and start on that side of the room. Hi.
Hello, Alan.
Hey.
My question is for you. I was wondering how much of the show is based on your own life experiences, and did you have to do a lot of self-reflection to come up with the story?
A lot of selfless what?
Self-reflection.
Self-reflection. I'm always self-reflection, I find. He writes in front of a mirror. Yeah. No, you know, it's the line between me and Ray Nearly, my character, it's a wavy line. It's A lot of it is from my experience. Here's a good example. At the Toronto Fan Expo, that's happening this weekend also. I was there a few years ago, and they had this odd, you would go through the bowels of the convention center, and there was only one key. And you would always come to a locked door, and then you have to call this guy to come down with the one key, and he'd find his way down there, unlock it, and then you could go through the door until you got to another locked door. And then the whole thing would start over again. And I realized that if he left the key just outside, if he set it down just outside the door and let it lock, we would have been stuck between two doors. And that's how the musical you saw, that's how it's set up, that Lou Ferrigno has written a musical of Mice and Men called I'm the Stupid. And we enter into this holding, that room that we're in, and the door closes, and then we're locked in. And he's like, we're gonna do it. And we start working on the musical. And more people get stuck in there. And so there's more people to go into the play until we finally have that huge dance number, which you saw, and you're in it with the dying dog that never stops
That was
dying.
mine. Did all my own stunts.
And Tyler Labine, who was in Tucker and Dale versus Evil, we finally right there. Hey, yeah. Oh, look, it's half a man, half a guy. He is heavy for half a guy. Nicely done, good costumes.
You'll see the Tucker and Dale cabin in the game.
Yeah. Sort of, it resembles it. In the game, yeah, legal, yeah, the Tucker and Dale cabin's in there, yeah, a cabin.
Awesome.
So I'm able to pull from things, so yeah, there's experiences that I've had and all of that, and self-reflection. Yeah. Cool. It's more like, yeah, my anyway, yes!
All right, guys.
Here's a con, come get a con, what are they called?
Exclusive DragonCon
DragonCon comment, they don't exist except here and this weekend. Here you go.
This is an exclusive, from what I'm understanding, these pins that you're getting.
What are you doing? Oh, God. Sorry, man.
Okay, there you go. All right, we're going to move fast and furious. Let's make sure you guys limit your question to one. No follow-ups or anything like that. Just give one question so we get as many people through as possibly can. Go ahead, sir.
All right.
On this side.
First of all, I'd like to thank you all for being here. It does DragonCon really work well for me to be here. This question was for Alan, but the other guy kind of already asked it. It was a reflection of art imitating life and imitating art. But we binge watched ConMan this last week, and it was really great. And it was from our friend that you know, Billy Brooks, who advised us to do this. So we're looking forward to the game as well as season 2. Thank you.
Great. Yeah, thanks a lot, man.
Why haven't you downloaded it
There
yet?
you go. If you want one of these, they only exist this weekend.
There you go.
God, it's like that carnival game where you're throwing. But it's only fun for me.
This is how your photo with the autograph session is going to be delivered too. Hi, on this side of the room.
By your feet, by your feet.
By your feet.
Right to feet. There you go.
All right, man. Yes.
Go ahead.
Hi there. This question is for Alan.
Yes.
I don't know if you can see me. I'm dressed as Ray nearly.
Brilliant. Where are you?
Sorry, waving at you right in the back.
Oh, with the
I know how to dress myself.
God bless you.
So in one of the episodes, I guess it wasn't with you directly, but Sean Marr, has feelings for your con manager.
Yes.
And he talks about loving trans people. That was, I guess, kind of a joke. Did you ever get any, I guess, feedback from the trans community about?
I didn't. I talked a little to my motorcycle repair person, who's trans. She's a badass. It was offensive. I get it. It was crossing a line. But we make fun of, in comedy, lines are crossed. What's offensive about it is my manager, Bobby, played by Mindy Sterling. She's taking advantage of anybody and everybody, and Sean falls, and he's smitten with her. He thinks that she's a man, and then I'm like, that's a woman, and he decides it doesn't matter to him, and she says that she's trans. but it's so ridiculous because she has breasts. And he says, oh, that she's in the middle of transitioning. And he says, those look great, are they new? And she says, used. She bought used breasts. Yes, I did. And Leslie Jordan sees her as a woman, and in the thing, he's gay. Or he comes off, he thinks he's gay. Everybody thinks he's gay, but he's not. If y'all know who Leslie Jordan is, it's Leslie Jordan. I do a pretty good Leslie. How y'all doing? He's from North Carolina. No, he's from Tennessee. No, Tennessee from Knoxville. And he's like, oh no, I like women. He says, I target conservative cougars. Because they've convinced themselves that homosexuality is a choice, and they've been lying to themselves for many years, and now there's a black hole inside of them that has grown there because it's deceit, and they know they're lying, and then I fill that hole up. You know what with? Love, my penis. So that's the humor of the show. So we
offend everyone.
It's offensive. I mean, it is. It's fun though. I think it's fun, and no one has ever come to me about it. And I asked my motorcycle repair woman, and she was fine with it. I don't know if she's. I've asked one person. But
The great thing about comedy, I mean, I know we're in this time in history where everybody get upset and call lawyers. You know, the great thing about comedy is you can laugh at everything. You can laugh at yourself. You can laugh at everything. I'm one of those people who thinks that you can laugh at anything. I know there's people say no some topics, but you can. It's just a joke. It's just humor, and you know, we just try to do it the best we can. I just don't think that anybody, if anybody gets offended, oh no, don't. I mean, well, no, you should, and you should download the game because that's not offensive. That's the farthest thing.
I was about to say, we see ConMan, we're not offended.
ConMan the game. If you're offended by the series, download the game.
Come on, sir. Come on, sir. You can do it. All right. There we go. Question on this side. Hi.
Hi. My question is, how easy or difficult was it to get the cast of Firefly to join you on ConMan?
Easy.
Was Firefly like a show or something?
Yeah. I'll show you. It was great. Nice. Here you go. Brilliant.
Thank you.
You know, Moraine was almost in it this season. It was really tough though. Her schedule's crazy. Baby's in New York, and she still goes to con. She's gonna be in Toronto this weekend. She's got a new baby. She's all that stuff. But everybody else was really keen on doing it. Even Jewel is in season 1. Was pregnant. It's like just sitting in a trailer on that hot day in Burbank. But yeah, everybody's in it. A lot of people in it. It's very easy to get them to come. I'll say that. And then the people who haven't been in it are on their way. Here, come get a pin.
Come on up.
I'm here at DragonCon. Come in the game.
Okay. And we're going to go ahead and go back to the other side of the room. Hello.
Hello. Congratulations on the game release. I was wondering, who would you have to headline your own con if you were in charge of a con and you needed a headliner?
Ooh. I would have said Gene Wilder. He's currently dead.
Recently.
Too soon? He's my favorite actor. Like, if I could just get anybody, like somebody that would be like Rockstar.
It would be Con of the Dead. So
Con of the Dead.
What?
I think that's right. I think we're probably going to do that.
I think I
It's really clever. Thank you. Hitler. See, you already said we offend everyone? Okay, you know what? Who wouldn't want to see Hitler? I mean, it's true. This to my sickness. Hitler does not appear in the game. Not Adolf. George. Hitler. Oh, his brother. He was the good one. He was
was like, no, I don't think that's a good idea.
Come on, get a pen. Hi, you're on this side.
My question's for Nolan and Alan. What's it like auditioning for voice roles or voice acting?
Right.
And when did you think, like, hey, I'm going to be a voice actor?
I don't audition. I do. I know I do. Of course we do. I don't know. You know, it's. I was doing a TV show when it was euthanized. Yeah, that's what happened in that show. It was sick. It was bad. It had to be put down. My agent, who's actually here, I remember people telling me you should go meet this person, this agent, Pat Brady. She's here. I don't know where she's hiding, but she's here. And I remember putting together a tape and walking in, going, people say I can do funny voice. What do you think? And she looked at me and she's like, "What the hell are you doing on a soap opera?" And I was like, "So is that a yes? We're gonna do this." And one of the first things that came out, just whenever they threw it, I have 2 kids, a wife, and it was like, yes, I'll go say, "Frag out, get down, grenade!" for $700. Yes, I'm painting houses, let's do this. So, yeah, I never had any problem with, auditioning. It's the best. And the great thing about a voiceover is, if you're on a TV show, you're doing something, it's sometimes, I do Pretty Little Liars for like the last 7 seasons, a small role. And sometimes it's like one scene of there 14 hours for the day. And voiceover, you're in there, in and out. It's nice. I've only missed 1 birthday of both of my kids in all this time. And it was
on purpose. That was punishment.
I was seeing my second family here in Atlanta. I actually was. I was shooting a show here in Atlanta, and it was supposed to take 3 days. I'd be back for the birthday, and it rained for 5 straight days. It took 9 days to shoot 4 not so good scenes.
Scars on your children for that.
If I can congratulate you, since we're still on the voice actor topic here, if a lot of you guys don't know, you'll be hearing Alan soon in Rogue One, if you did not know that. And for those that do not know what Alan is playing in Rogue One, I'd like for you to go ahead and talk about how you got that role as well.
Yeah, K2SO was a droid, and I'm Mo-Captain, or Mo, as Jerry Lansing says, Mo-Perf.
No, I perf-capped. You perf-capped. Performance capture. More than motion. It's performance.
PCAP. I PCAP'd him last year. Went to 3 different countries. I was on stilts the whole time because he's 7'1". It was really great. I had a blast, and now it's coming out in December. So.
And he's an action figure.
You're part of Star Wars history now.
Yeah, I'm a Star Wars. It's really cool. But it was right after, it's funny, it was right after we crowdfunded ConMan. I remember going, I was afraid to tell PJ because we had so much work we were doing. And when he offered it to me, when Gareth Evers, the director, offered it to me, I said, please, he said, would you like to do it? I was like, are you doing it in June? Like, am I gonna say no? But we were so ready to go in June.
But even then you were nervous. You were still like, oh God, I got too much to do. And it was you, me, and Nathan were standing in this driveway, and you were kind of gave us this confession, like, I don't know if I can do it, I don't know. And Nathan and I are like, are you stupid? You're doing that.
Yeah, it worked out. It was very fun. I edited season 1 from London, which was a challenge. But I came out, it was great. And this is coming out. I can't wait for everybody to see it. From what I've seen, it's fantastic.
Yes, it is. Trailers we've seen so far, and you are a kick-ass droid in that thing, man.
Yeah. He's fun. He doesn't do what he's told necessarily all the time. He's a little off. He kind of.
When am I allowed to tell people the present I got when you came back from London?
Present?
I don't remember what I gave you. I stole a couple of things from
you. Snapped off a piece of the spaceship.
Oh yeah.
piece of plastic on my desk in my office, and it just sits there, and nobody knows what it is.
We know now.
Once the movie comes out, I'll show you where it came from. Right there, pause it. Everybody just can't pause it when you're watching the theater. Anyway, come get a pen.
Go get a pen. Who asked that question? Where are you? Come on.
Yeah. And did we answer your question? I don't think we even answered your question
about coming up here.
I auditioned for King Candy and Wreck-It Ralph, and then now they do just give me roles, which is really cool. Thank you.
Yeah. He's glad that it's that easy for him, is what he said. Yeah. Hi, that side.
Hi, this is for Alan.
Of course.
You've been coming to sci-fi cons for over a decade now, you've said. Now you come as a content creator.
Right.
How has that changed your experience at cons and in your career?
He doesn't get to fly first class anymore. Now you're content creator, you go back. The stars get to go
Right,
back.
the stars are up front, the creators are in the back. It's changed it a lot. I don't know how to. I don't know. You just feel more in control. Not in control.
Tired,
bossy. Tired. I'm much more tired. I don't know. You know, I've always loved the fan experience that we've had from Firefly has been such an amazing fan experience. Everybody. Because the show was canceled after only 14 episodes, and it grows every year. This is one of those amazing. There's a lot of shows that are good and canceled, and they don't have that.
Yeah, it's funny you said that because there's a lot of shows that we all grew up with that pretty much changed the nerd landscape. Star Wars, of course, Firefly, Star Trek, things of that nature, and your show ranks in that. And unfortunately, like you said, it was just too short. We wanted that. We want more.
So ConMan now, if anybody, no, I get all of those. Not that ConMan's one of those things, but to answer now when, I don't mean to do this, but when people come up with a ConMan t-shirt or tell me that they're on level whatever on the game, I have a lot more love. I can't help it. Now, since I've created the show, it is truly my baby. And if anybody watched it and thinks it's funny, we work really hard to make it funny. And I've always, like Nolan, whenever you do roles that in a project, you have lines and things that end up in the project. And when you watch them, you kind of hey, that's mine. That was my line. And there's a lot of my lines in this. There's a lot of stuff because when you're in another thing, they'll go. You say, "Can I do this?" And so a lot of times they say, "No, we can't," because it's not just a line. In ConMan, I can go, "All right, you're coming in there, and you know what? You're going to hold this instead. I'm going to get some. Can we get some yogurt? I'm going to throw this at you. I'm just going to have to miss you." And then the costume people come and go, "No, you can't do that." I go. It's great. It's great. And people don't. You should understand that as actors. I remember my son took a summer course to direct and work movies when he was 14 and 12, 13, 14. He was really into it. And we're driving home one day and he goes, "So Dad, why'd you want to be an actor?" And I said, "Well, blah, blah, this, that, creative process." I said, "Why?" He goes, "Because directors have the power. You're not." And I went, "You're right." And it's true. And so when you, all the work he's done, and any of the actors on ConMan would see that, you see this joy. He's like, "Yes, I want to do that. You're going to do," and he's an easy guy to rally behind. I mean, everybody. People ask, did people have to audition? How does it work? People were knocking down, the door trying to get in on this. I know people. Anybody's an Outlander fan or Preacher now or Hobbit. Grant McTavish. He's a very, very good friend of mine, staying at my house the other day before he flew off to England, and he just said, "So really, when you see Alan, tell him I really like to call him that." And I'm like, "We'll see. Good luck in your next feature film."
Here's the thing. Come on now. Hi, and on this side. question?
Yes.
We got about 5 minutes, so we're going to be trying to roll quick. Guys. Go ahead.
Try to give quick
Okay.
answers.
So in ConMan, we've seen a lot of amazing familiar faces, and I was just wondering if there was a particular guest appearance that you really didn't think you were going to get, but you did, or if there's like a dream guest you want in the future.
Stan Lee. This season.
Yes.
Thank you very much. It's a pin. This could go terribly wrong. Here you go. There.
She got it.
Yeah, Stan Lee was a big win for us, and it really came down to the last second, and we were pulling strings every which way but loose. And then the guy right next to us that helped us with the Spectrum comic book, he goes, "I can call Stan."
You got to get through a barrage of people to get to someone like Stan, and we're trying to get there. He just called him up and said, "I'd love to be a mentor."
All right. Cool. Going up, get a pen, and let's go to the next question on that side.
This is for Alan. What was the most difficult part of participating in or creating ConMan?
Dealing with me.
Here you go.
PJ's a taskmaster.
That's correct. There's so many things. It was new to me. I directed a commercial once. Prior to that, this was such a huge undertaking. Writing and directing and then I think it's the acting and the directing simultaneously that I find difficult. And because when you're acting, you want to lose yourself in the role. And I can see it in dailies because I'm editing season 2 right now. And there's a point where I'm in it, and then you see me stand back, and I'm watching the other actor act, going, "Oh yeah, no, we're gonna change that. We gotta change that. We're gonna do that." And then cut, and I go, "All right." And so there's moments to stay in it. It's hard, and then you got to run and watch it, change, then come back, and then get into it. I've always thought that actors who directed were jackasses. Like, what gives them a job? Set myself up for that one. 2-2 pitch hit way over the wall. Well, here we go. Come get a thing.
Alrighty, and let's go to another question. Where are we?
Hi guys. I was actually just wondering if anything that appears in ConMan season 1 or season 2 was specifically inspired by DragonCon. You guys have been here a few times, you've seen it, it's a different kind of con.
Careful guys, he said dragon.
The drumming thing was something we had talked about, but we didn't do. That drumming.
There's something that I wanted that we had talked that this is my first trip to DragonCon, so I'm terrified right now. Because it's a very different kind of con.
It is day one.
What's going to happen?
It's a real con.
It's the real con.
Somebody told me a story, and I want to put it in a ConMan episode, hopefully next season, that they were standing in like one of the MLs or the LLs or the atrium. Ton of people, party, and Edward James Olmos walked through the crowd with a trash can full of lobsters. He told me this. He said he kind of recognized him as an actor, walked up to him and said, "Where the hell are the elevators?" Disappeared into the crowd. That's the kind of con experience I like to put in.
We'll fill you in, Nolan.
I want Edward James Olmos in a garbage lobsters.
We'll fill you in, Nolan. Welcome to DragonCon.
That's what I'm going to bring on any comedy and ConMan. It's just that you can do anything. It's like, yeah, I kind of saw that once. Yeah.
What about a scene at the Pulse Bar, upstairs, late at night, 1 o'clock in the morning?
He's got very nimble fingers. Did you see that? I thought it was taped to us.
Yes, we got time for one. We got time for 2 more.
And this one, yes.
So how did you, ConMan and Freema Studios work together, and how much creative involvement did the show have?
Good question. Let them answer.
Alright, well, we knew each other, we've known each other for a little while.
PJ.
We had worked on some other projects together as well. And you know, I think it was really, when we approached this project, we thought it was, you know, it's about Alan, it's about Nathan, it's about those guys. And so for us, it was very important that it, you know, we were supporting them and bringing in our expertise in games, in mobile games, but we really wanted it to be sort of their brainchild. So we worked together with them. You know, all the humor, there's a lot of things that you'll see that are directly from the series, and you know, that's how it's meant to be. So it's been a lot of brainstorming and working together for many months to come up with this game. I hope you guys like it.
Awesome. PJ gave their input on all of the assets, and they actually wrote all the script of the game. So you know, the humor and the references that are in the game, that's all them.
Yeah, I remember there's one incident I remember with the scenario though, is like when we were crowdfunding, and we did have a last minute fear that we weren't going to fund it, and we said fine, then let's just go to get the pilot done. Remember, we were going to ask for the whole season, and we said no, let's just try to raise 400 grand, and we did that, and we kind of convinced ourselves that's all we're going to get, and then we raised $1 million in the first day. By the middle of the next day, we had already funded the series, and we had this little office. Remember that little office?
Oh yeah.
It was 10 by 10 by 10. There were like 6 of us in this thing, running this, and we just crossed $1.5 million. Okay, what else? You know, now let's go do this, And I walked outside because there's no room, and I walked outside onto the street, and I'm like, oh, Mary Ellen, and I said, okay, we're gonna do a game. I need your proposal. When? Well, it's 12 now. Can you have something by 12:15?
Awesome.
You remember that phone call?
Oh yeah, we were running around after that. We were like,
it was fast.
guys, we're gonna do this game. Just by the way, you know, there's a lot of fans at the studio too. So, you know, it's really been a pleasure to work on this project with these guys. Great fun. So. Awesome.
Okay, last and final question goes to the Ghostbuster, I do believe, right?
Hi guys, thank you for coming. I myself, I'm an old school disc collector. I noticed that ConMan came out on Blu-ray not too long ago, and it had stated up there it was for a limited time. Is there a specific reason that it was a limited window of availability for that disc?
We got a partnership with Lionsgate, and they made us not sell it anymore. So I begged and borrowed, and they allowed me to sell it at cons and cons only. So we have a limited number of Blu-ray and DVD combos at booth 1413 over on floor 1. So
booth 1413 over floor 1.
So get them while you can. We brought only bring so many at a time, but we will sell them at cons until we run out of the. I don't know how many we got left. Maybe 500 total.
Only 500 left. Get yours at 1413. And now we're selling some VHSs.
So yeah, you run over there. Mike's running the booth. We'll be there Saturday, but yeah, booth 1413.
Do you guys know how valuable the DragonCon pins are each and every year, especially the ones that they sell up there at Hard Rock Cafe? Well, this is even more valuable.
Yeah, we only make 500 of them, but this here is the Spectrum Comic iPhone charger. You come get that, buddy. And also at booth 1413.
If you hold that up for a sec. I don't know if the cameras can zoom in on that. If not, oh, there we go. Here we go.
You're there. I'll find you. That's a zoom. Oh, that's it.
Limited budget. Sorry.
On there. And now it goes to you throw it. You got to throw it.
There you go, Mrs.
Thank you, everyone. Please download the game. We would love that. We want to invite this guy to your house. So 100,000 downloads. That's our goal, guys.
Call your friends and family. I want to see it done.
8:30 tonight. 8:30 tonight. Come download. Come celebrate with us. He's buying. And oh wait, no, sorry. Peachtree Ballroom over at the Westin. Thank you, guys.
Ladies and gentlemen, from the cast and crew